Hello, this is Tasty Eats by Tess, and today we're going to be making a cheese bread. I bought a loaf of cheese bread just this week, and it was so tasty I thought I'd give it a try and see how it goes. This is my basic bread recipe. So I have here 2.5 cups of water, and all we're going to be adding to that, and it depends on how much you want to make, but I'm going to be making 2 loaves. So, tablespoon of yeast sprinkled over the top. And basically all you're doing here at this point is just letting this rest for 10 minutes. You can have a coffee or a tea or whatever it is you choose to do. And we'll wait for that. Great, so we can go ahead with this now. So it's had the time to rest, and you can see that it has foamed over the top of that water. I added a teaspoon of sugar to this as well. It just speeds up the activity of the yeast. So we'll go ahead now. And it also adds to the flavor of your bread. So we'll go with, it'll be about 4 cups of flour. And as always, we never know about the humidity in the house, so we'll see how much it takes. But I know it always will take at least 4 cups. It's not completely measured properly here. You give or take a little here or there. So we just give that a good stir around, and we'll be adding a tablespoon of salt to this as well. Great. And it's good to use a oversized bowl for this so that it gives it room to expand as well when you make any type of bread. So this is about 2 cups of cheddar, and I don't really like to mix it around too much because I don't want the cheese to make the bread just look like an orange color. You want to see those little bits and pieces of the cheddar in there. So don't over mix that. And I may add more to this. I'll just see how it goes. Yeah, I think I can go with a little bit more there. I'll say about maybe a half a cup. And there's no science to this. Again, you can add as much or as little as you like of the cheese. Perfect. And that's about it. I think we are where we should be with the cheese. Just fold it in by cutting it basically in half and folding it over on top of itself like that. And this is, again, one of my no-knead breads. And so it couldn't be any simpler than that. We're just going to let this rest now. It should be about an hour. I'm going to put a plastic bag over the top. You can use a garbage bag. It'd be perfect for the large size bowl that you have. And basically that's about it. We'll wait and see how it goes in an hour. And in between the waiting for this for the hour, you'll be taking off the plastic from this. You'll see that it has risen almost double. I like to give it a little bit of a spray here and a spray on my hands. And we're just, because it's a no-knead bread, we'll just be pulling like this and stretching on and over. I'll just give you a closer view of that. Just pull it up, stretch it, and turn it on itself. It's just beautiful. How much better can it be? Let's leave it sit another little while, and we'll we'll check in again. Let's do maybe 10-15 minutes. And I'll just keep doing that. You do the same. For 1 hour, we'll be leaving it. That just gets all the bubbles out of the bread and the gassy taste that you can get from a dry yeast. I like to make sure that all the gases get out of there before we start baking. So that's how it's going. So Liz has relaxed and had the time to increase in volume. So we'll go ahead and we'll put it into a form. Usually I don't use a form for my homemade bread, but in the case with cheese bread, I wanted to see if it makes a difference. Because there's so much cheese in here, it may be a little heavier than the normal bread. So I'm going to see if, oh, beautiful. Okay, so we're just going to add some flour to the bottom of our working surface here. And we'll spread a little over the top as well. This is just helping us to get it out of there so it's not quite so sticky. And there we go. So we'll just be dividing that then into two. We'll be doing that tuck and fold method again. I want to get all the air bubbles out again. I don't like the taste or the smell of the dry yeast if it hasn't been either kneaded enough or the gases taken out. So we'll just plump that up nicely here. You don't have to be too gentle with that, just place it inside nicely there like that. And I'll give you an idea of how that looks as well. Perfect. So you can see it needs to expand and to grow. Give the second one a go. Pump it up nicely. Put the seam side down. No gas or bubbles in there. And we're going to be doing exactly the same thing again. We'll be covering the bread in its pan with our plastic wrap. Try and get it as even as possible and in the center of your pan. And that's basically about it. I think I'm going though to spray the outside of this bag just in case it happens to touch the top of the bag. So let's be just a second here. A little bit of a spray. That should do the job. Perfect. Give it a cover up. We really want this to increase in volume. So you'll be leaving it maybe an hour and a half at this point. And that's our last rise. Great. So we'll see how this goes. Perfect. All right, so we're ready to go with this. I'm just going to put the finishing touches on this. Beautiful. In the last video, I was attempting to show you up close how things looked, but I'm going to do this again because I forgot to put the flip up screen, so it didn't actually show. But now you see this is completely full, a little over the top, and basically that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead. We're just going to coat this lightly with the egg wash. You don't want to press too hard on this because it's very tender. In order to get a very soft dough, you'll need it to be quite wet. So don't overdo the flour with this. You do want it to be sticky, as you saw before. If you think it's too sticky, you can always add a little extra flour to that as well. Wow. And this is going to rise a little bit more too as it's baking. We're putting this into a 400-degree oven, and it'll be about 20 minutes approximately. All you're looking for here is a golden color. And when you give it a nice little tap on the top, it's going to sound like it's hollow. You'll know it's done at that point. Great. So 400, approximately 20 minutes, and you'll have yourself a wonderful bread. Let's go ahead and put it in. And I hope it turns out as good as it looks at this point. So let's go ahead and we'll take this out of the oven now. And we'll see how that turned out. Ooh, two beautiful hot loaves of bread. Don't think we should be cutting this just yet, but also I kind of feel like I want to. Oh, it smells divine. Very hot. I hope it comes out nicely out of this pan. The cheese may have stuck to it, so I'm not sure if I should be letting this sit for a while to sweat or just go ahead and take it out. I don't think it's going to come out that easy. I think I should have floured the bottom of this like I do with my cakes. I think I'll take a bit of time in doing this and I'll come back. Now, after quite a few hard bangs, the bread did pop out, so I'm in luck. I think we should let this cool down, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to slice a couple of slices here just to see how it went. Next time I am going to go with freestyle bread without putting it in the pan just for that reason. Oh, it's perfect. If you take a look at this, that's what I'm looking for, so that it doesn't make your bread turn from white to all orange, and you can see the pieces, little pieces of cheese that's in there. Great. So we're going to have to give this a taste. Well, we're just going to try this one little slice here and see how it worked out. Oh, it smells divine. Wow. I hope it's as good as the one I tried from the market today, the other day. It should be. Why not? We used all good, fresh ingredients. Beautiful bottom. It's crispy around the edges. Buttery tasting. Wow, it's a piece of heaven. I strongly recommend using a sharp cheddar, just because you're going to get more of the cheddar taste if you're using a sharp one. I guarantee you're going to love this bread, and you should definitely give it a try. Wow. Mm. I wish I didn't like bread so much, but anyway, for a recipe that works, give it a try. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You have a wonderful day.